Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Apostate Weekly. I'm your host, James,
And I'm Ryan.
and let's roll that intro. All right, welcome back, everybody, to another edition to get your weekly injection of the news, as they say.
Yeah, they got to get that injection, right? We want to be
That's right.
healthy. Got to get
That's right.
inoculated against the evil, which is high control religion.
I hear your YouTube in the
Yeah, I
background
got it.
working. Okay. Just want to make sure. And good morning, K Fred, and mom and dad as well. Welcome back. So, you want to start us off this week with what you got?
Sure. So, in case you all have not seen what is going on in Uganda, I'm actually going to just pull this up. Over the past, I don't know, decade, they've been struggling with um, cracking down on anti-LGBTQIA, like they're cracking down on people who are queer, and they're even trying to introduce the death penalty for simply being gay. They want to make it illegal to be gay and
Wow,
have capital punishment. I know, right?
that is crazy.
And here's the thing that is really frustrating to me. Obviously, this is horrific, but this has been spurred on because of the Seventh day Adventists, uh, which is the part that really just freaking ticks me off because, I mean, you and I both know, and I'm sure you can agree, that proselytization should be illegal. There should be no reason that you need to go into a foreign country and indoctrinate people on your
Well,
religion.
that's just not proselytization. That's also colonization as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's this whole encompassing thing that is done intentionally by these religions, so
Hmm.
that way they can have laws made to murder people. The religion of love supposedly wants harsh laws like this enacted to actually kill people simply for being gay. So I thought that was a, I don't know, such a tragedy, such a tragedy. I'm going to do my best to talk about this a bit more and do some deep diving into it. I'm just curious about the whole Seventh day Adventist portion of it, the fact that they're the ones who are kind of
Yeah.
encouraging this type of behavior. And um, because I don't think anybody's really talking about that aspect too much. I don't think many people realize who's behind the scenes in this. And I just think that that should be illegal. They shouldn't be allowed to do that.
And it really just goes to show you how much bigotry and hate that they have, the Seventh day Adventist, if they're promoting this and trying to make this happen. They
Right.
can't make it happen in America, obviously. So now they're trying to go to another country to make it happen. It's just wild. These religions, they just sicken me because of stuff like this. They got
Hmm.
this whole preaching of love, and behind the scenes, they're pushing all this hate. It's absolutely
Yep.
disgusting.
Yep. And you're right about they can't get that to happen over here. I really think that people over here need to see how they feel about them. Like I really wish people knew Seventh Day Adventists want you dead.
Yeah.
Like so, I'm kind of going to in on that portion and probably try to make some videos about it, just because you know how I like to do. But they want you to be dead if you're different than them, which is sickening to me because, well, just I, you know why. Anyway,
Oh
that's
yeah,
that.
absolutely. And I mean, I've even seen it go so far as, not just LGBTQ, but if you're atheist or if you don't believe the same version of Christianity they believe, they want you dead. Jehovah's Witness. I mean,
Yeah, they want the whole world to catch a cold. They want the whole world to catch a case.
Yeah.
And the case is the death penalty is what they want everybody to have. And like that's basically just white Christian nationalism taking over in other countries, and that should not be allowed. That's all I
I
gotta say
mean,
about that.
it's bad enough we're seeing it happen in this country in localized areas like Florida, enough where the NAACP has issued travel
Right.
advisories for
Yeah.
LGBTQ and people of color
I
to go to
refuse to go
Florida.
there.
Yeah.
I have every opportunity to go there. I've been wanting actually to travel there for the past year. I'm I'm just refusing to go because I don't want to give one damn penny to anybody there. I mean, sorry, even the good people, because I just can't support that state.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just sickening. So I'm going to go on. I got a story here to share with everybody. So I had never heard of this until I saw this story on Reddit. And it's crazy because when have you when were your conventions always held? In the
From what I
summer?
can remember, they were always like a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, something like that. That I
Now,
never.
now, did you ever go to the ones where they had more than 3 days, or remember those at all?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, see,
Yeah.
I don't remember
Three
those
day
ones.
conventions. Yes, I remember 3 day
No,
conventions.
I mean like 4 days or more. Do you remember any of
Oh,
those?
I'm pretty sure I've been to those too. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember any of those. All I ever remember was 3 day conventions, and they were like you said, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, get
Hmm.
this: in Japan, the Watchtower organization has their summer conventions, and there's multiple ones listed here in the middle of the week from a Tuesday to a Thursday. And you can
I
see
don't
right
get
here
it.
Tuesday, June 27th to Tuesday, June 29th. Friday, August 4th to Sunday, August 6th. Tuesday, August 29th to Thursday, August 31st. So one convention is on the weekend, and they got two during the week. I
Yes.
mean, that's just
How?
crazy.
What are people supposed to do for their jobs? Are they
I mean,
supposed to possibly lose their jobs just to go to a convention for the J Dubs?
it's bad enough taking a Friday off. And if you're one of the workers at the convention, you have to take a Thursday off to go clean the convention hall and
Right? You've got to
prep
do
it
all the.
for the weekend,
Hmm.
and then possibly even take an extra day off afterwards to clean it up after the event.
Right?
So it's just to have them do it during the week. And imagine if you have to go a day before, so you go on Monday, then you go to the convention Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then you take Friday off to pick it up afterwards to get it ready for the next one. You've lost a whole week's worth of work.
Yeah.
And I
You're
don't know
probably
about,
already a broke JW to
yeah.
start off with.
And I know, like, where I work, like if it's your first 3 years at where I work, you only get 5 days off of a vacation after your first year. So
Hmm.
if you're in your first year and you're going to that per se,
Yeah.
and say it's like that, you get no pay for that whole week. Then the following year, you'd get paid for that week, but that's all your vacation. Your vacation to take to relax, and they want you to use it to go to their convention in the middle of the flipping week.
Jay asked, is it an international convention? That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do not know the answer. That is a good question, Jay. Something we can maybe find out. But I don't know. Like, we're already dealing with people who, again, don't have probably much money to their names. And to now, like you said, they could be at a new job or maybe just at a job where they don't have much time. Or if they do have time, they need to use that time for other things. And now they have to use their vacation. Your vacation is spent at a convention.
And heaven forbid you work for like a brother that doesn't give you vacation.
Right, and there's also that. Now you might be fortunate enough that you work for a witness who has their own business, or you yourself have your own business that you might do as a witness, like cleaning or driving bus or something of that nature, where it's not such a big deal. Like maybe you're super flexible like that, but that's
But
not the
but at the
majority of
same
people.
at the same time, are they still getting paid to have that time off? So
Right.
it's kind of a
Likely no.
yeah. So and then my mom asked, does Japan have a different work schedule than the US? I don't think so when it comes to
Not
like your
that I
just
know
average
of.
work week.
Right.
No, because I mean, the whole world basically works on the same work week type of schedule, for
Yeah.
banking
Business
hours,
purposes.
business and
Yeah.
banking hours. So I don't think that's even
I don't think
the
so.
issue.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. And if anything, I would think they have a very strong work ethic in Japan. I mean, obviously that's maybe a stereotype, so maybe I shouldn't say that, but I do kind of think just culture wise, they are very um business minded and taking responsibility, etc., of what they're, supposed to be accomplishing. So I could see that this could be like tearing them apart at the seams, like, oh, I'm supposed to be at work, doing my job. Yeah, oh, I'm supposed to be at the convention worshiping Jehovah. Like that could really like tear you apart at the seams depending on like your culture. Wow. Sorry, I never
And
thought of that.
and Haven, to answer that question, yes, I did enjoy these privileges, and here's why. Because if it was a privilege that could get me out of my seat and not have to sit through the droning of the program, I enjoyed that
Bastard.
part.
Yeah, see, y'all are so lucky. It's not fair. Y'all are so lucky. You had like little things that you could do, but every time I left my seat, it was like,
that's
how
that's
long is she going to be
because
gone? When is she coming back from the bathroom?
that's because I have the proper equipment.
Oh, brother.
You weren't
Literally.
born with the proper equipment.
Yeah, I was not. I was not, because we know that Jehovah has plays favoritism. So
He does.
he
He
likes
does.
the magic stick. 8-day convention.
I know.
Pardon.
That's more than a week. Like, what the hell do they got to
Is
talk
it
about for 8 days? Like, seriously.
8 days a week? I thought the Beatles had a song. I love you. Okay.
Now that our
On that
entire
note,
audience has gone away.
thanks for coming, everybody. Sheesh. Yeah,
Probably
put Jehovah first. I would like to put Jehovah first into the trash can, into the toilet, flush. I'd love to put him first.
into the sewer system.
The first to go, babe. The
First to go.
first to burn down. Yeah, the first in the sewer.
First in the incinerator, at the trash compactor.
Please. All right. Would you like me to move on to our next topic of discussion this morning?
Yes, please do.
So, y'all know that there has been the grand, or maybe you don't know, but the grand jury investigation in Pennsylvania into the Jehovah's Witnesses is happening, and it's across all states. So, if you know anybody, or if you specifically have been harmed by the Jehovah's Witnesses, they would love for you to reach out to them, the Attorney General, and give them your story. This will just help prove what the Jehovah's Witnesses have been doing. But anyway, so a similar thing is happening in Maryland, but not with the Jehovah's Witnesses, but with the archdiocese, the Catholic archdiocese. And there is this report. Hold on, let me pull it up because I can't remember how. I think it's like a 400-page report.
And we're going to read all 400 pages this morning.
Yes. So please sit down. Oh no, that's not it. That's the Uganda one. I'm sorry, guys, but it's a 465-page report. Mhm. If I can find it.
Do 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 do
Here we go.
do 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 do.
Can y'all see that? Okay.
Yeah, that looks good.
So they found that there was 158 priests that have been accused of sexual abuse. 150. And oh, notice in her hand, people were upset about this, all the redaction in that report. So they redacted a lot of names, and I'm not talking about like the abuse survivors, which maybe should be redacted. People shouldn't know those names. But I think some of the names have been redacted of those priests, which I find just freaking outstanding,
Yeah.
astounding, excuse me, astounding that you would even protect them. For what purpose? I have no idea. But these men, because it was men, just so we're aware, these men abused um, over 600 people during the last 80 years. And some of these abuses were like considered like torture. So if you decide, and you can read the report, you can find it if you want the link. Maybe I'll remember to put it into the stream. But they were oh, see, read the full report here. Okay, so yes, you can find this report. But I can't believe that like they were like bribing these children. Well, we know that they do that. They use their position of authority, and they would like bribe these children into doing things for these priests. I It's sickening. My stomach hurt just kind of browsing through it, just trying to read some of it. Um, you you're grooming children,
Yeah.
you're raising children for this. It's like sheep to a slaughter. And I'm not trying to be, but that's really what you're doing. You're grooming these children to accept this type of behavior, not just from these men, but any person in a position of authority. They're kind of just training them to acquiesce, and it breaks my heart. So
Oh
I
yeah.
guess I guess in this instance too, if you have something that you would like the attorney general to know in Maryland, you probably should give them a call. You probably should give them a call, because you never know what's going to be the case that clinches their fate. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this is about. Please read through it if you like to, but I just be careful, because it's really hard read.
Well, speaking of that, that's actually a good segue into our next story that I have for you this morning. Because if anybody remembers the ICSA hearings in the UK, we have some new information regarding the outcome of that I'm going to share with you this morning. And let's see if I can
Yay.
right
Ixa,
here.
Ixa, Ixa.
So the UK is going is going to implement a redress scheme for the survivors of sexual abuse in the UK. Now, it says on top of that, they're also moving quickly to introduce mandatory reporting of child sexual abuse in England, which will make it a legal requirement for those who work with young people to speak out if they suspect a child being sexually abused or exploited. This will
Awesome.
help to prevent the continued abuse of children and ensure they receive support earlier. So that's a good thing. They had heard from over 6,000 victims. They considered 4.2 million pieces of written evidence from charities,
Whoa.
institutions, and witnesses.
The fuck?
Yeah. So,
Dude.
I mean, at first, when ICSA happened, and it didn't seem like it went that well. This
Yeah, a
right
lot of
here,
people seem to be pretty disappointed about it,
yeah,
honestly. That's
yeah,
what it seemed like I mean, people were happy that it was like light was brought to it, but that like it kind of fizzled out when it came to the accountability portion of it, like the culpability.
right. And this right here actually gives me some hope for the outcome of it,
Yeah,
because
this
this is
is
the same thing that Australia did. They had a redress scheme implemented. They had a public apology, which the Jehovah's Witnesses never participated in as a result of it. But to know that the victims' voices were heard by the government of UK, that is huge, huge win. And
yeah,
so for
this
all
is good
those
news.
survivors or victims that helped with this investigation, thank you. Thank you so much for doing that. You are
Mhm.
so brave for being able to stand up and tell your stories, and you are literally saving thousands of lives by what you did.
Yep. I don't think people realize how much you can affect change. Like I know you go you might go to the police and have it, and maybe things don't go anywhere. Like, I understand, like, sometimes it just feels fruitless, but I think when people realize that when we hold on to each other and we hold each other's hands and we do it together, that that chorus really raises more alert and alarm bells. Like, you're not in this alone. We just need to focus our attention, like with ICSA, grand jury investigation. Like, this is the time to use your use your voice. And I agree, Babylon the Great is falling, and the Jehovah's Witnesses literally have made themselves into Babylon the Great. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the all the times that they like bang on about Babylon, like, you've proved yourself to be the epitome of what you think that is. And
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm
And
excited. I hope I hope they fall. Sorry.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
sorry.
no, I do too. Actually, I don't feel sorry about that at all because they should be held accountable for their
Yeah.
actions and for their covering up of these horrible crimes.
And
So,
that's all we want. I don't want anything to happen to the people because we were once them. You know what I'm saying? I have a heart. We were
well,
once
I
those
don't want
people.
anything to happen to the people that are innocent.
Exactly, because that was us at one point. We didn't realize what we were up against, but for the organization, for the leaders, for the ones who are putting in these policies, who could enact change, but continuously, like Toni Morris, no, we're never going to stop shunning. Yeah, well, your butt's out the door too, Tony Baloney.
Yeah,
I think we all would just love to see some changes happen inside of the organization, and then maybe like I'd back off, but until then we have to stick together and push for these changes. That's amazing. I can't
yeah,
wait to see that happen in the United States. Let's hope.
yeah. And I can't wait to see what the outcome of what this redress scheme is going to entail for these organizations that allowed these things to happen. So hopefully the
Mhm.
victims get plenty of compensation to take care of whatever
Oh, that's
therapy
going
they
to be
went
money.
through and all that.
That's honestly the amount of money that they are bleeding right now. I mean, I'm sure they're getting plenty coming in, but they've got this is gonna be a huge cost for them. Now that, like, in Australia, right, they still haven't paid. I believe it's Australia where people are still from the Ark, they're still waiting for, like,
Yeah,
any payout. But at some point, they're gonna have to start paying up
they're
or go bankrupt. I don't know.
they're going to have to because I think the government's going to eventually step in and say, "Hey, you haven't paid your bills. So not only are you going to pay what you owe, but now we're going to start charging you interest on it all
Mm.
and we're going to just
Or
drain you dry."
they're not gonna let them collect subsidies from the government. I mean,
I don't think that would be harsh enough though.
no, 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 but once you start cutting off all their supplies, like, they're not gonna
Yeah,
have a choice but to start forking out or completely cave in.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that would be, like, amazing. Like, I don't know that that would ever happen, but damn, could you imagine they go bankrupt? Whoa.
I hope that happens to all the religions that are covering up these things and hiding it.
Yeah, I mean, you deserve to.
I mean, Catholics aren't going to go bankrupt anytime soon, unfortunately, because they're one of the richest religions in the entire world. But
And Mormons.
yeah, but you
Mormons got,
start
like,
hitting them
billions.
and you keep picking and picking and picking, it's going to eventually dry up. It's just going to take time.
Yep. So quickly, we should mention that June 5th, for anybody in Pennsylvania area, there will be a not a protest like bad, but like in support of a bill that is trying to get passed by oh gosh, his name is Mark Rozzi, and he is trying to get a bill passed to open that 2-year window in Pennsylvania for people who've been abused, because the statute of limitations ends at certain times. Every state is different. I suggest you go to rainn.org, find out what your statute of limitations is, and if you have issues with it, then please let your representatives know what you think about that. But anyway, if Mark can get this 2-year window passed, that will give an opportunity for obviously Jehovah's Witnesses now to also get their just desserts,
Mhm.
because the grand jury investigation, and then couple that with this 2-year window. I mean, that could blow some stuff wide open. So if you can be there June 5th, I will be there. A bunch of people, I think, from the Amish.
Yeah, the misfit Amish, the from the show
Yeah.
Sins of the Amish.
Yes, yes, yes,
They
yes,
said the
yes.
whole cast is going to be there. So if you've seen that
Awesome.
show,
Awesome.
um, they're going to be there as well in support of this bill, and some
Yeah.
other ex Jehovah's Witnesses
Martin's
as
going to be
well.
there.
Martin, yep.
Martin, myself, and then I'm not sure who else at this point, but yeah, so that's happening on June 5th, early at the Capitol. So if you can get there early, we'd love to see you. Oh, again, just a friendly reminder that in Washington State in October, there will be that protest. I believe just to raise awareness for the abuses that the Jehovah's
Not
Witnesses are
Washington State,
hiding.
Washington D.C.
Yes, sorry, Washington, D.C.
They're a little bit
And
far apart from
yes,
each
yes,
other.
yes. Um, uh, so yeah, that's that.
um, and yes, Haven, we actually did see that. We actually reported on it a couple weeks ago. So to answer your question there.
Wild,
So
isn't it? That
yeah,
they can
it's
have
crazy.
that much money, and to know that these religions lobby lawmakers. I and all of the, like, I would love to do, I'm sure there's got to be a special report somewhere, but all of the organizations that that lobby for these harmful laws, and they're just being backed by like the churches, it's disgusting.
Hey, speaking of the devil, we
You
were
must
just
have
talking
heard
about
us.
you. Must have. How you doing, Martin? I got one more thing I'm going to share here. So in our Discord group, Michelle posted, and I said I would share this for her if I remembered, and I remembered.
Oh yes, that's right. Good, good, good.
So I'm going to bring up the screen here, and she's doing some TikTok videos and she wants to put together. She says on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. She says she wants to compile a bunch of examples of the messages we receive from friends and family when we leave, get disfellowship, disassociate, etc. And
Mm.
the ones, especially the ones that are saying they're going to miss us or to be careful because the world is scary. The ones that say they won't speak to us until we come back to Jehovah, and the ones that accuse us of being misled or mentally diseased. She specifically wants these specific messages to show about the shunning from Jehovah's Witnesses and how real it is, despite what their public facade is that they put up on the website. So I'm going to put a link to her Reddit article and in the description of the video when we're done here. But for those of you who feel like reaching out to her, she also goes by um, oh, what's her TikTok name? That
I think it's
XJW witch.
XJW Witch. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm going to put the links down for you to reach her if you want to send those to her. She said she's going to take the names out, just going to just be, the messages themselves, not the people who sent them to her. So if you're worried about that, she's going to keep your name out of it. She just wants those messages only. She doesn't
Mm-hmm.
want your information and to put that in there. So I just wanted to bring that up for anybody who has those messages and send those to her so she can get this awareness out on this.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Um, I I still need, maybe next week I'll have my stuff together, but I would love to do a video where people submit like just a video of themselves, or it could just be their voice because they might not want their face, but answering like 3 to 4 specific questions, and then like a bunch of people submitting their video answers to these specific questions about like the Jehovah's Witness organization, and then trying to just compile that and make something of it. Um, I'll try to have that for you next week. But anybody who would like to participate, I would love you to participate. The more awareness we can raise, the better, right?
I'll participate.
Okay. All
So
right.
you got one volunteer already.
Whoop whoop. And me, that's 2.
There you go.
Wow. This is
So
going to be a
I'm number
feature
1 and you're
film.
number 2.
Yeah. Well, deuce.
But anyways,
Uh,
that's all I got for you this week. Thank you everybody for joining us this week for Apostate Weekly. Hopefully next week I would like to see if we could get any of the footage from the protest on Monday to show for next week's show if we can.
oh yeah.
Make
Yeah,
so
I'm sure I can do that.
So hopefully we can get that together. And I know coming up shortly after that, I've got people that are going to the protest that I'm going to have on the show to talk about it afterwards. So
Sweet.
be looking forward to that in the next week or two after the protest is over. So
Awesome.
again, thank you everybody for joining us this week. We look forward to seeing you next week, and y'all have a great week.
Yeah, we love you. Thank you. Keep your eyes on the prize.
And apostate your way. Oh, and please
Your
don't
way.
forget to like, share, and subscribe to the videos. It helps the algorithm out
Yes,
too.
don't piss Jehovah off. You do it right now. Do it right now.
And here's a guarantee. If you don't like this video, I'm going to start shunning Ryan.
I'd love to see you try. You can't ignore me.
Oh, yeah, I want to bet. Anyways, have a good
Bye,
week, everybody.
guys.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.